Oh, well.
I know, I did read it.
Last time I was in.
Memorized, yeah.
Make sure everything comes up to the
Oh, yeah? Yeah, you do get all
This is
this.
Haskell.
Lots of people, they do.
So you guys know I'm not a scroll. I'm gonna go into
Were
detail.
you at the council meeting?
Yeah.
You guys always catch me when you look at me for.
I've argued both.
She's got her shoulder.
Yes. That's what it's so.
When and they're working.
I've seen them, I've read them all, I've got no problem.
Does anybody want print copies of the proposed amendments?
Oh, yeah, I don't really go down very
Yes.
often.
Okay, if you can just wait to start the meeting in a couple minutes.
Oh, yeah. So you gotta use have adult beers and have it done.
Yes. Your phone has been very.
Right back.
Is that the right?
Oh.
I've never attended any.
They've been talking about
Engineers.
They know.
Girls had two, my dad had two, and my son had two. Part-time job in games. I lied.
I'm too old, kid now, it's all great.
Yeah, you're coaching P, right?
Yeah. I love to teach the daughter. Yeah, last year, she was a lot shyer. She was 6 years. But she went to the ride. I asked her, every time I get around her, she's doing that. This year, she there's no shells.
Yeah.
She's going forward.
Yeah, they're good friends.
Yeah.
Write it down yet.
I have 6 of those.
Yeah, we're gonna have to pronounce that.
We're getting, some stuff we have to run to the printer to grab.
Yeah.
Well, we kind of requested it. And he's the one with the computer to print it, so.
Yes, that was.
I think you're right. I think you're right. This late to
I really appreciate the work you make it all over. But it worked out great. We did a good job.
Scary.
You gonna want your computer back? You're gonna want your computer back?
That's
Never leave home without it, sir.
Yeah, well, I'll need it tomorrow morning, so.
Thank you.
Quick question. These three people right here. I think we should ask them.
Somebody wants to variance now, even to the full. Nobody right there.
One more second, grab that.
Sure.
I think he's ready for the broadcast.
I think so. Okay, we're gonna get started here so we can get people to discuss what they want to discuss. So the Town of Bremen Plan Commission will come to order. We've all received the minutes of the last meeting from May 18th. If there are no additions or corrections, I'll entertain a motion to approve the minutes as received.
I make that motion.
I'll second.
Michael? We've got a motion and a second. All in favor of the minutes approved as received, signify by saying aye. Aye. Pose same sign. Minutes are approved. Tonight, we have a public hearing for the zoning ordinance amendment. And for the public comment, I'd like for you to come up to the podium. We'll try and keep your,
State your name and address.
yeah, state your name and address for the record, and then any comments, we'll try and keep it under 5 minutes each, since that could be an hour and a half if we spend a little too much time talking about it. And obviously, if there's any comments that have already been made, we'll hear them and we won't need to have them repeated. So just kind of keep it on a topic of what you've got, and we'll go from there. And is there anything else you need from that side of it?
Do you need a movement?
Oh, yeah.
So we do need a motion to open the public hearing, and just so everybody is aware, tonight is just a public hearing. They're taking input from the public. No decisions are going to be made. We will have to set another meeting in order to do that. Basically, Plan Commission has 60 days to make a recommendation. Then we have to have a meeting shortly thereafter, I believe, to basically certify that recommendation. And then it goes to the council. We don't have to take the full 60 days to get there. So we can talk about when the next meeting will be at the conclusion of tonight's meeting. We can go ahead and set that, get that on the books. So, okay.
All right, I make a motion that we open the floor for public discussion.
Second. Mr. Daly, second. So we have public hearing is open for any.
Ask for a vote.
Oh. If we got a motion and a second to open the floor for discussion for the public hearing. All in favor signify by saying aye. Aye. Pose same sign. Okay. So again, if anybody wants to make comments, head to the podium and state your name and address for the record, please.
Hello, my name is Allison Begonia. I live at 920 West Plymouth Street in Bremen. Thank you for the opportunity to speak tonight. in favor of revising Greentown ordinance to add setbacks and regulations for gas stations near residential neighborhoods. While I believe that there are many negative consequences to gas stations and convenience stores, and thus alcohol and tobacco stores being directly adjacent residential properties, I think the most dangerous and convincing issue is that of the gasoline contamination in the ground and the air occurring through benzene. Benzene is one of several chemicals found in gasoline, along with toluene, ethylbenzene, and xylene, often referred to collectively as BTEX compounds. Benzene can escape into the environment during fuel storage, fuel delivery, and vehicle refuelings. These emissions do not simply disappear. They drift into surrounding neighborhoods where people live, work, learn, and play. According to the World Health Organization, benzene is carcinogenic to humans, and no safe level of exposure can be recommended. Research has linked benzene exposure to several forms of leukemia, including acute myeloid leukemia, as well as other blood-related cancers. Research published through Science Direct found that while fuel delivery workers and gas station employees experience the highest exposures, residents living near gas stations, nearby businesses, and children attending schools or playgrounds close to these facilities are also exposed. The study further noted that childhood leukemia has been associated with residential proximity to gas stations. And I think we have a local resident, Jackie was up here at one point and noted her own case in question. The National Library of Medicine reports that people living near gas stations can be exposed to benzene not only outdoors, but also inside their homes. Researchers have continued to identify children and nearby residents as populations at elevated risk. Perhaps the most concerning is that newer research suggests the problem may be far greater than we previously believed. A study led by researchers at Columbia University School of Public Health found evidence that gas stations release significantly more benzene than regulators had previously estimated. Researchers observed situations in which potentially harmful exposures occurred even beyond the commonly recommended setback distance of 300 feet. And so much of this 300 feet has come from California, who started sort of the, I guess, recommendation. And in 2019, they found that benzene emissions from underground gasoline storage tank vents were approximately 10 times higher than those estimates used to establish the setbacks at 300. They're finding that we could see potential health concerns up to 524 feet away. So potentially here in Bremen, we are talking about gas tanks and gas stations that are literally in people's backyards. Health officials have also warned that benzene exposure can have cumulative effects over time. According to information from the Center for Disease Control and Prevention, Toxic Substances, long-term exposure, even at relatively low levels, can increase the risk of leukemia and other health problems. So I think it comes down to something really simple. Do you want to live next door to a gas station knowing these risks? Do you want your children living next door knowing these risks? I've lived in Bremen most of my life too. And yes, there have always been gas stations in relative proximity to residential neighborhoods. But much like the old saying, I think that now that we know better, we can do better. Other cities and jurisdictions across the United States have adopted setbacks of 500 feet, 750, and even 1,000 feet between gas stations and schools, homes, churches, playgrounds, and other sensitive land uses. These measures recognize a simple reality. Distance matters when it comes to reducing exposure to hazardous air pollutants. So most notably, Carmel in September of 2021 changed their ordinances and amendments for the separation between homes and gas pumps and storage tanks from 80 feet to 500 feet. And there's also cases in Maryland, New Jersey, Georgia, Michigan, Florida, and Alabama. The issue is not about opposing businesses or eliminating access to fuel. It is about responsible planning and protecting public health. Families should not have to wonder whether the air their children breathe contains chemicals linked to cancer. The scientific evidence is clear. Benzene is a known carcinogen. There is no recognized safe level of exposure. New research suggests that harmful emissions travel further than previously believed, raising serious questions about whether existing setbacks are adequate. And here, I don't think we have any setbacks. So as decision makers, residents, and community members, we have a responsibility to use the best information available when planning future developments. By ensuring appropriate separation distances between gas stations and residential neighborhoods and schools, we can reduce unnecessary exposure and help protect public health. Thank you.
Thank you.
The other letter from Dr. Colby on hand,
We do.
do I need to read it for the record?
Keith would prefer that you read it instead of him, so.
So
yeah,
just
you
to
would.
clarify, I have letters from Mr. Bungie, Mrs. Hudson, and Dr. Colby. But it's, I think it's because of the scheduling that we didn't have the meeting on 17th. Now you folks can attend, so I
So-
haven't, but
Essentially, all the written comments that Mr. Frame received on behalf of the town, he is going to read those onto the record at the end of the public hearing. But if you are here and would like to just read it yourself, we would actually prefer that. We'd rather hear from folks, so yeah.
I'm gonna be quick because I didn't expect to get up and speak tonight. I am Jill Hassel-Barano Jones. And my issue is with the vaping shop and other things that may go in the convenience store. We've already got 5 places that those can be obtained. But I can't buy a spool of thread anywhere in Bremen. And that's all I have to say.
Ma'am, can we have your address for the record as well?
Oh, I'm sorry, 507 South Jackson Street.
Thank you.
Go next.
Smooth thread.
Okay, Robert Colby, 511 South Bowen, Bremen, Indiana. Most of you know me, but I'll just read this for the record. My name's Robert Colby, MD. I practiced medicine in this community for nearly 40 years, retired last year. Although retired, I remain deeply interested in the health and safety of and well-being of our community members. I think you all know as town council and aware of the significant public opposition to any proposed gas station, convenience store, or vape shop adjacent to residential neighborhood. There's been a petition, a lot of signatures. The proposed location is also near a school and along routes commonly used by students who walk or bicycle through the area. Also, it's near some medical facilities, including my office building and Beacon's building that old people are driving. So that's a concern I have. Then the gasoline vapors, they talked about that. Gasoline vapors contain many volatile organic compounds, including benzene. Residents living near the site may experience increased exposure through the air they breathe and contamination of nearby properties. Accidental fuel spills may also happen. That contributes to environmental pollution from petroleum products, including heavy metals and other toxic substances. In addition, the presence of a gas station may negatively affect the residential property values. A gas station convenience store operating for extended hours can create significant noise and traffic. This is especially concerning for nearby residents, including shift workers whose sleep may be disrupted by vehicle activity, deliveries, lighting, and customer traffic. The convenience store component raises additional health concerns. Such businesses commonly sell tobacco products and vaping devices. Tobacco use remains a major cause of cancer, cardiovascular disease, and lung disease. Vaping products are frequently marketed with colorful displays, flavors, product names that can appeal to young people. Although the sales to minors is prohibited, these products often reach adolescents through a variety of means. The ingredients in vaping products provide no health benefit and may pose particular risks to developing lungs and brains. Counterfeit or unregulated products sold through gray market channels may contain inaccurate labeling or harmful substances. This proposed site is also a brownfield location. It has underground storage tanks that are already present, questions remain regarding whether these tanks can be safely refurbished or whether additional tanks would be required. Any redevelopment should undergo careful environmental review and oversight by the appropriate regulatory agencies. Traffic generated by this development is another concern. Increased vehicle activity near residential homes, probably loss of an alley, adjacent alley, and busy intersection with a major U.S. highway may increase the risk for pedestrians, bicyclists, and motorists. It's also important to note that if you're an adult and you choose to purchase tobacco or vaping products, there's already several stores that are conveniently located. Multiple existing gas stations that adequately serve the community are present also. The food options typically offered by convenience stores are generally of limited nutritional value and do little to promote community health. I appreciate the council's efforts to develop updated ordinances that provide clear guidance regarding these types of developments. However, I remain concerned about the potential impacts of this project, particularly regarding public health, environmental safety, noise, traffic, and adequacy of off-street parking. Thank you for consideration of these concerns and your continued service to our community. One comment I have, I think when you make an ordinance, if you make it too complicated, then you always forget something. If you make it too simple, that might be the elegant way to go, because then you can, behind with your meetings, you'll have guidelines of how you, is that right, Tony? Sometimes ordinances that are too long, that appear inclusive of everything, you always forget something. But something that's short and sweet is usually better.
This is the zoning ordinance, which is
Right.
several hundred pages long already.
Oh, okay.
So
You're gonna forget something.
unfortunately, uncomplicated isn't happening already. So what's been proposed, I think, is necessary. Basically, you're introducing a series of new definitions, and then you get into essentially the policies. And to be clear, this isn't a straight up ban on gas stations, tobacco shops, liquor stores, convenience stores. That wouldn't be something that really you could entertain.
Right.
It just simply changes, and I think this is the simple part. We're adding those into the special use exceptions, where a hearing is required before one of those types of businesses can be put into certain classifications. They're not permitted in certain types of zoning classes already. The ones where they are permitted uses that don't require a hearing, they can.
So I assume in that 100 pages, there's a provision for off-street parking,
Yes,
noise reduction.
yes. We're not getting
Pollution
into those
prevention.
issues.
Okay.
The off-street parking,
That's all.
lighting is another big one
Yeah.
for those types of businesses. And it is worth noting that the entire zoning ordinance is actually working on being overhauled. It just isn't going to land until sometime probably closer to the end of this year. And so these changes can be incorporated into that without much trouble. It's really a matter of just addressing certain immediate issues right now, the ones that were raised by the public. Some of those other things are already addressed in the ordinance, but they may be changed how they are addressed in different detail when the overhaul goes through, because it'll apply to more businesses than just these 4 subtypes. So
Sure. Thank you very much for your comments. I just want to make a clarification. So what we're discussing tonight is not any particular property in Bremen. Okay, we're discussing the changes to, now, the proposals made highlighted some gaps that we had in our ordinance, which is what prompted the drafting of this ordinance. So tonight, what we need our comments on is just the general ordinance itself, because we're not discussing any particular properties here. Okay. Thank you.
Hello, I'm Tammy Hudson.
Tammy,
and-
would you like your letter?
Oh,
Oh, yeah?
I can, it might be easier when my eyes to read my own letter.
Okay,
Thank you. We were gonna be out of town we were out of town on vacation last week, so I sent a letter, so I'll go ahead and read portions of that don't address that. Tammy Hudson, 1005 Lynn Drive, Bremen. I've spent many volunteer hours working to collect petition signatures from Bremen residents who feel the same way that I do. We do not need another gas station, convenience store, vape store in our town for many reasons. Why do I not believe we need another gas station? The proposed gas station will be built in a residential area within 1,000 feet of the school. Gas tanks will be installed, and we know that vapors emitted from them are known toxins. As the granddaughter of a former Bremen gas station owner myself, I wholeheartedly know that neither of them would be in support of one being opened in the current location because of the proximity to the school and a neighborhood full of children. Why do I not believe we need another convenience store? Mainly because this will evolve into just another store selling vapes. The new owner of this property has already been caught and fined for selling vapes and other products to minors at least one of his Bremen establishments. This location would be 1,000 feet of the school on the south side of 6, and this would give the location very close proximity to the school. Students could frequent the location on their open lunch hour. There might be products that have a high level of nicotine and THC in them. No one needs to be able to purchase those at yet another location in our town, in my opinion. Why do I not believe we need another vape store? More or less the same points for the above. The business owner is currently attempting to open businesses in both Walkerton and Shipshewana. And both of those communities are also working to keep him out from opening additional locations in their towns. They also have concerned citizens, just like the Bremen residents who have taken time to sign a petition stating so. Last but not least, I would hate to see the former Ideal Oil Company building be demolished. It is my hope that this property will eventually be sold to another business or individual who will choose to renovate it and truly build a business that we can say contributes to Bremen, a good town, versus the possible situation we're looking at today. Thanks for your consideration.
Mr. Bungie? Jay,
Jay Bungie, one.
that'll help.
This would help if I had glasses.
No.
I'm Jay Bungie, 121 South Shoemaker, Bremen. And the commission has my input in the form of this letter. And I think I'd like to, along with this letter, I'd like to comment more on the petition and the signatures that we submitted today. And the one thing I want to say is I've been jotting down some names just now of all the different people that have come together, different types of people from around town, and shown their support and their concern, and also that this all happened, I mentioned earlier, genuinely, without any top-down organization. And that impressed me, but I want to say I'm just thankful to see this happening because a lot of good people. Some of the names I've jotted down, Samuel Yoder from the Amish community that feels like Bremen is their hometown, and they have shared concerns with the people of the town and the town that they use daily, and it's just where they live as well. And from the neighborhood, Luis Dominguez and Larissa Gonzalez and others that were here at the first meeting in April, they brought their families because they're concerned with this going on in their neighborhood. From the Latino community that seemed to be so family oriented, I'm impressed with that as well. And from the younger generation with young kids in school, I wrote down a couple names here too. Nathan Rosentrader had nice things to say. And Jackie Alvarado and others that are concerned about vapes being marketed to their kids and gasoline fumes in the air around their neighborhoods. And also the older generation, guys like Pete Shorter that don't want to see Bud Michael's old building torn down, and Sergio Guayo and Tom Thompson the same. And that generation also says, those few that I mentioned, we really don't need another gas station in town. And then they add, especially of this type. And I hope you take time to take a look, the commission takes time to look at my letter later when you get a chance to see more about that. But those in the medical community, Dr. Suter and Dr. McClade that talked about having a young local girl with sores in her mouth or possibly tumors. I don't remember exactly what he said, but also the RNs that have been here, and Andrea Kuntz that I think has been at every meeting that I've been at anyway, and Graciela Jimenez was going to talk tonight. I don't think she was able to make it, but she was going to be here, wanted to come and wanted to speak. And I'm thankful for that. And that impresses me. And the church community, all that the Lutheran Church did that I heard about. And so Mike Henry that's here tonight from First Baptist, and also Lois Shealy that I think has been at every meeting I've been at as well from the Methodist Church. So a lot of different good people from different communities around town that they just don't want this kind of business. They're good, like-minded people, and I'm thankful for that, and that encourages me. For me, and with the petition, I believe we're at 1,000 names right now. For me, it was just 3 short trips to Woody's, 2 neighborhood walks, downtown and a ball game. But what took so long is people wanted to talk about it. They wanted to tell me their concerns. And so it was a lot of full conversations that took a lot of time, and that impressed me as well. So I'm here just to say that I was, this hasn't been the best experience to think about or to hear about what could go in close to a neighborhood, but it's been a nice experience to hear, again, just a lot of good, like-minded people live in Bremen that share the same values and the same concerns. Thank you.
My name's Andrea Kuntz. I live at 137 Beechwood Drive here in Bremen. Beyond all the health benefits and those kind of things, I think the thing that my focus is that this is a plan commission. And if we're going to be a good town, we need a plan. That's your responsibility, to make sure the ordinances allow our town to be planned and not just happenstance, whatever comes and goes. And so again, I think primarily is make sure that you guys take your responsibility as a plan commission to help a good town be planned so that it can stay a good town.
Good evening. Eileen Hall, 411 East Maple Street. There's nothing I can add to what my fellow neighbors have said. I read the amendment to the ordinance, and I saw that it was 500 feet within a residential area. How did 500 feet come about instead of 1,000, 1,500? Was there just a baseline, or what decided that 500 feet was okay?
Well, I think I can answer that. Yeah. Basically looked at what minimums there were.
Okay.
First off, I called IDEM, or I shouldn't say I called, I think I emailed a contact down there.
Okay.
No state standard. Okay. So then I turned and looked at other communities. Carmel was one, just by virtue of being in Indiana. I looked at proposed ordinances in Lafayette that actually were not approved. 500 feet. I know California had that 300-foot minimum. 500 feet seemed to be kind of the new forward minimum. That's what I went with. So you are certainly able to say you should make that distance greater because this is all just in the proposal stage.
Okay,
So at a bare minimum though, it seemed like 500 feet was, like I said, kind of the more updated standard.
okay, that's fair enough. And I applaud you for taking this undertaking. It's not easy. And it's just, I applaud you for doing it and going forward and looking at other ordinances that the town of Bremen has that maybe need to be gone through more with a fine tooth comb to benefit the town overall. So I thought what I read of the amendment sounded good. You know, my thing was do 1,000 feet instead of 500, but that's just me. I don't live near any of the gas stations. I'm across from Sunnyside Park. So in that sense, it doesn't affect me that it's my neighborhood, but I'm more concerned with the aesthetics. Gosh, do we need another gas station within 1.5 miles? That would make 4. And coming into Bremen, you know, onto 106, what is that? I don't know. Looks kind of funky. I mean, that's me. I'm just like, okay, wow, another gas station. And I understand that's not what we're talking about here tonight, whether it's a gas station or a convenience store. But I think that needs to be taken into consideration with the planning commission, as Ms. Kuhn said, what is going to go in there? You know, will it benefit the aesthetics of the town? So, but I applaud you. It's not an easy undertaking. You're going to have people who go, oh, why are you doing it like this? And then you will have to say, no, it's not firm enough. So, like I said, I applaud you for doing that. Thank you.
Anyone else?
I wasn't planning to speak. My name is Diane Monhood. I'm at 716 West Plymouth Street in Bremen. My grandfather, Oscar E. Moody, built the building that's currently causing all this town trouble. And something we chatted about when Jay and I had a nice discussion at Woody's. You know, the businessmen in Bremen were all about giving back to the community. My grandfather was very involved in Kiwanis. Bud was, I mean, just anything the town of Bremen needed. And he would be mortified that this was turning into such an issue for the town. Looking back, the site he chose when he built in the mid-50s, yeah, it's now in the middle of a residential area, but the Shoemaker Addition didn't exist then. You know, Bremen kind of grew up around it. So it is where it is. Not much you can do about that, but just from family standpoint, would very much love to see a true Bremen connected business to come in. And I know that's easier said than done. When I go out to the plaza, I think, gee, if I played the lotto and won $50 million, I, you know, tell businesses you get free rent at the plaza, you know, let's fix it up and have all kind of cute businesses in Bremen and just get that vitality going. But we're so close to South Bend, it's tough to do that. But I don't think we need another gas station. I don't think our kids need any more temptations out there, but between the vaping and cigarettes and fast food, you know, if the town can do something to try to make things safer, I think that would be really great. Thank you.
Okay. Anybody else?
So I have two from folks that couldn't make it. The first one's from Dr. Randall Suter. I would like to express my opposition to the proposed vape shop. Certainly it can be expected to have a negative impact on property values, family friendliness of the neighborhood, etc. Others will address these concerns as well as concerns about gasoline exposure. The primary concern I would like to address is that the health of young people will be adversely affected. First, opening a new shop comes with implied social acceptance of electronic smoking devices. Second, there will be increased access to vaping devices and supplies for those who are underage. This would include those who purchase vaping supplies for those who are underage. It would also be difficult to monitor young people directly purchasing these devices and liquids despite the prohibition. Third, nicotine is highly addictive and has negative effects on the brain, especially brain development, as well as the lungs and the cardiovascular system. It is now clear that these harmful effects are present whether the nicotine is smoked, chewed, or vaped. Fourth, even though there are regulations regarding e-liquids, there's a large pipeline of black market and counterfeit operations. Even e-liquids from registered manufacturers have been shown to contain multiple toxic ingredients, including volatile organic compounds, formaldehyde, heavy metals, vitamin E, acetate, and a word that I can't pronounce. Doc, it's as ACTAIDEHYDE. All right, it sounds like it's bad. Eval. It's e-cigarette or vaping use associated with lung injury cannot only cause coughing and shortness of breath, but also lipoid pneumonia, acute respiratory distress syndrome, lung damage can be permanent, and there have been fatalities. Flavors and marketing are strongly directed at attracting minors. Tobacco companies targeting young users until they were forced to cease years ago. They are now back at it in force in this new line of products, attempting to get a new generation addicted to nicotine. Blocking this new shop is one step as we, a concerned community, can take. Dr. Randall Suter. And the last one is from Jared Cycle, and I know Jared lives right behind the proposed site. I am writing this email because unfortunately I will be at work this evening during council meeting. He's got one for the council, one for the plan commission. I would like to sincerely thank you for your time, diligence, and dedication in moving forward and propose ordinances and amendments. Your thoughtful consideration and commitment to improving our community are deeply appreciated. I look forward to seeing the positive impact this will have on all residents. And it says, attach previous letter to town council. Good afternoon. Unfortunately, I'm unable to attend this meeting due to out-of-town work, training. So I have a good friend and frequent visitor for the neighborhood whom has family and friends living here too, reading this letter for me. You're not talking about me, but I guess I am his friend. So. I appreciate the opportunity to have my voice heard on this issue. I live directly behind the proposed location of the gas station convenience store, and I'd like to share some concerns about how this project would affect my home and our neighborhood. I work midnight shifts as a police officer, which means I rely on daytime hours for sleep. Even if this business is not open 24 hours, a convenience store with fuel service will still bring increased vehicle traffic, delivery trucks, and regular activity throughout the day and evening. That kind of consistent noise and disruption would make it very difficult for me to get the rest I need to safely and effectively serve the community. There are also concerns about air quality. My neighbor and others nearby are worried about the impact of fuel vapors, heavy metals, and emissions so close to residential homes. Even if the site meets regulations, placing a gas station in close proximity to where people live raises reasonable concerns about long-term health and quality of life. In addition, developments like this can negatively impact nearby property values. Many of us have made significant investments in our homes, and placing a commercial fuel station directly behind residential properties can make those homes less desirable to future buyers. Over time, that doesn't just affect individual homeowners, it can also reduce the overall property tax base that the town relies on. I also think it's important to consider the type of development being proposed. This is not a locally owned business. Family Express is a larger regional chain, and much of the profit generated here will not stay within our community. That's very different from supporting small local businesses with more of an economic benefit is reinvested right here in our town. Bremen's slogan is Bremen is a good town, and I believe Bremen is a good town, not a gas town. We are a community of about 4,600 people, and this would be the fourth gas station convenience store in town. At some point, we have to ask whether this kind of development is really what we want for our future. This is not just about convenience, it's about preserving the character and livability of an existing residential area. Many of us chose to live here because it is quieter and more residential, and this type of development would significantly change that. I'm supportive of our community's growth and development, but I do believe this is not the right location for a business like this. I respectfully ask the council to consider the impact on the residents who already live here and explore alternative locations that are more appropriate for commercial use. Jared Seibel.
The petition signatures as well. If you'd submit those.
You gotta read all of them.
So,
More?
as,
has more.
how many you got, Doc?
30 maybe.
I've got 1,002
Yeah,
here and another.
That's the Amish community, part of the Amish
Bishop.
So we have 114 signatures, 1,014 signatures right here. And no, I'm not gonna read them all.
I'd like to say something. My name is Cheryl Mundy. I live at 115 East Maple Street. And everybody's concerns I agree with. But I also have a concern about, we already have one gas station that is closed. So what, and my concern is if you put another one, are we gonna have another one closed? So then you're gonna have two properties that are sitting here that were originally gas stations. And those properties are probably gonna be a lot harder to resell or get someone to come in and build something on them or whatever, because there would probably be a lot more work that needs to be done to those properties. That's all I have to say. Thank you.
Okay. Last call?
Sure.
Mike Henry, South 640 Morningside Drive, or 640 South Morningside Drive. Sorry about that. I just want to say that I appreciate the fact that you guys are listening to everyone who's had these concerns. Obviously, the safety concerns are there. Obviously, the amendment is going to do a better job of really defining what is going to be legal as far as whether it's a gas stations in town or whether it's a convenience store or whether it's any of these other things. I think that when we have very clean and clear definitions, it helps us to be able to not only police the businesses that are coming in, but I also think that it makes us look a lot more organized when we've got someone who possibly wants to sneak in something, in their opinion, looking toward the future. They can sneak in something and apologize for it later. I think that we need to be wise. I think that we need to be diligent. I think that we need to be understanding. And this has nothing to do with the great United States of America. I'm all for free enterprise. But I think that as the town of Bremen goes, we want to have something that's safe. We want to have something that's viable. And we want to have something that's going to make this city better when it comes to that kind of stuff. Thank you.
All right, where do we have to turn from here?
We need to make a motion to close.
Yeah, if there's no other comments,
Okay.
then somebody.
Anyone
makes a
else?
motion to close it.
Have any comments?
Okay, so entertain a motion to close the comment.
I will move that we close public comments.
Second.
Mike, a second. All in favor of closing the public comments, signify by saying aye.
Aye.
Opposed, same sign.
Thank you.
Are we able to schedule the next meeting?
How about June 22nd at 6:51?
Hey, public comments, public comments closed. by the way. You guys should know.
2 weeks at 4:30.
So we've got a council meeting, when's our next council meeting?
Well, let's remind everybody what the process is, okay? This isn't going to the council, quite yet. At the next meeting, you can make a recommendation. Recommendation is favorable, unfavorable, no recommendation. You would also want to put it into its final form. Someone made a suggestion that one of the numbers should increase substantially. You can certainly discuss those at the next meeting. So, at that meeting, you can make a recommendation, and then we have to have another meeting to certify it, as I understand it. I have to admit, I think this is the first time we've ever done this process, so it may be new for all of you. But essentially, we'll make that recommendation and get it. You theoretically could get this to the council in July. We have 60 days to schedule the next meeting. We do not have to take all that time. We can schedule it as essentially as quickly as you would like, but we do have the standard 48-hour notice requirements that we have to meet. I understand it's a difficult time of year with vacations, the holiday coming up, so there's a lot going on, but yeah, so.
I can't do July 6th or 7th.
Okay.
Can I just make it the
I
13th?
can't do the 3rd to the 13th.
Now you're gonna hear all of our emails that we have back and forth with each other.
So could you do the 13th though?
I have a meeting that
Okay,
night.
okay.
in
I mean, what
advance.
about,
That's why I have-
what about the 29th or the 30th next week
Yeah, I can do that.
Next week.
Okay, next week, 29th, 30th.
of June?
Yes.
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 Okay,
Yeah.
so which one do you want? Javi may
I
not.
won't be able to make that.
You won't be able
I'll
to
be out
make
of town, yeah.
Okay,
Okay.
but we only need 5, so as long as we can get 5 of you present.
I can do either.
I'm
too.
good for either one.
Either one.
I'd prefer the 30th if that's all the same
All
to
right.
everybody else.
Do the 30th.
6 o'clock, 5:30.
But I'm open to either of that, either of those
fine.
times.
5:30?
5:30.
5:30.
5:30?
Is that good for you, Tony? 5:30?
Yes, and I believe this should be the only item on the agenda.
Okay. Any business?
No, I think that's it.
No other business, I'll entertain a motion to adjourn.
I'll make a motion to adjourn the meeting.
Michael, seconded. Bobby, all in favor of adjourning, signify by saying aye.
Aye.
Aye. Pose same sign. Meeting is adjourned.
And that piece of cat that we got is she's not doing well. She's alive.
No biggie, no biggie.
She's 20.
I got 20 now.